The New York Mets matched up against the Padres at Petco Park in the Gaslamp District, and it was the Mets who came out on top. The final score was 9-1. Ike Davis really led the charge at the plate with 3 long balls and 4 runs driven in. John Neese was dominant on the bump, grabbing the victory with a complete game effort. Looking at the standings, the Padres sit in 3rd place in the National League West Division, 12.5 games back. The Mets sit in 3rd place in the National League East Division. They're over 20 games out of 1st. The Los Angeles Dodgers paid visit to PNC Park where they took on the hometown Pirates, and the game wore on to extras with the Pirates coming away victorious, the final 4-3. Scott Feldman was the winner in relief. It was his 8th victory on the year. As of today, the Pirates sit in 3rd place in the National League Central Division, 5 games back. The Dodgers are atop the NL West. They have a commanding 7.5 game advantage over second. The Chicago Cubs paid visit to the D-backs in the Valley of the Sun, and the Diamondbacks came away with the win. The score was 3-1. Heading into today, the Diamondbacks are in 4th place in the NL West, 13 games out. The Cubs are in last place in the NL Central. They're over 20 games out of 1st. The Reds went up against the Rockies in the Mile High City, and the Rockies cruised their way to a win. The final score was 12-3. Edison Volquez earned the win on the mound, his 11th of the year. Right now, the Rockies are in 2nd place in the NL West, but they currently hold a spot in the NL wildcard race. The Reds sit in 4th place in the National League Central Division, 9.5 games behind 1st. The Red Sox were in the Big Apple to play the Yankees, and it was the Yankees who came away with the win. The final was 10-1. Ivan Nova earned the victory on the hill, tossing a complete game gem. Looking at the standings, the Yankees sit in 3rd place in the American League East Division. They're 17.5 games out of 1st. The Red Sox are 3rd in the division. They're 17.5 games out of 1st. The Texas Rangers were in Charm City to match up against the Orioles, and it was the Orioles who came out on top, the final 4-3. Evan Meek got the win out of the pen, his 6th so far this year. At the moment, the Orioles sit in 2nd place in the American League East Division. They're 15 games back. The Rangers are in 1st place in the AL West. They are more than 10 games ahead of 2nd place. The Toronto Blue Jays were in Chicago to take on the White Sox. The White Sox came away with the win. The final was 1-0. Jose Quintana started and pitched well enough to earn his 6th victory of the season. As of today, the White Sox sit in 3rd place in the American League Central, 11.5 games out of 1st. The Blue Jays sit in last place in the American League East Division. They're over 20 games out of 1st. The A's were in Cleveland to play the Indians at Progressive Field. The A's came away with the win. The score was 3-1. A.J. Griffin threw the ball well and picked up his 13th win of the year. He is among the AL leaders in wins. Heading into today, the Indians sit in 2nd place in the AL Central Division, but they currently lead the AL wildcard race. The A's sit in 2nd place in the American League West, but they currently hold a spot in the AL wildcard race. The Detroit Tigers were at the K to do battle with the Royals, and it was the Royals who came out on top. The final was 4-0. Sonny Gray twirled a dominating complete game shutout on the mound for the victory. Right now, the Royals sit in 1st place in the American League Central Division. They own a 2.5 game advantage. The Tigers are 4th in the division, 12.5 games back. The Tampa Bay Rays paid visit to the Twins at Target Field in Minneapolis, and the Rays slugged their way to a victory. The final was 12-3. Allen Jones led the charge offensively with 3 knocks in the contest. He is among the American League leaders in home runs. Jeremy Hellickson was impressive on the bump, earning his 12th victory of the season in the process. His ERA is currently in the top 5 in the American League. At the moment, the Twins are in last place in the AL Central. They're over 20 games out of 1st. The Rays are atop the American League East Division. They are more than 10 games ahead of 2nd place. The Astros matched up against the Mariners in the Pacific Northwest, and it was the Astros who came out on top. The final was 9-5. Ben Ridgway earned the victory on the mound, his 8th of the season. As of today, the Mariners are in 4th place in the AL West. They're over 20 games out of 1st. The Astros are at the bottom of the division. They're over 20 games out of 1st. That's all for today's show. See you back here tomorrow. Have a great day.